Hey guys, it's Alex from Alpha Comics and Games. I am interrupting your regularly scheduled Quid Pro Roll episode to let you know that not only do we have a Patreon at patreon.com/goblinsgrowlers, where you can get access to some really cool additional Quid Pro Roll content, but we also have Quid Pro Roll content available now at Alpha Comics and Games in Willow Lawn. If you ever want to check us out, we'd love to see ya. And now, on to the episode and all. Thank you guys so much for listening.
Sorry.
What was that sound?
I was trying to rearrange my dice so that I'd have them available and accessible this time. I dropped one on top of three others.
It sounded like glass breaking.
It sound like glass.
Sounded like it sounded like somebody shot through a window.
Oh God.
Yeah,
Wait,
enjoy using that Foley, Gabe.
Let me check if I'm about to be assassinated.
Blah, blah, blah.
Dude, how sick would it be if we watched somebody come up behind you?
Not sick. It would be bad.
Yeah, I mean sick in like all ways. Yeah, like, yo, that's sick. Oh no, that's sick.
This is Quid Pro Roll, a fantasy live play adventure where a party of unlikely heroes embark on a quest to bring dragons back to their world.
On the last episode, Solinar, Koza, and Alita had infiltrated the palace, unaware of what was happening with Johannes or with Boat. They got in, pretending to be servants, and in trying to get deeper into the palace, they found a lifting Fulgur powered by magic instead of pulleys. And as Koza decided to use it for an easier way up, he finds himself face to face with what is very clearly a noble woman and her guard, her heavily armored armed guard.
So have you ever been in a situation where, like, somebody has maybe caught you doing something and is sort of trying to make eye contact with you, but you don't want to make eye contact with them? So that's kind of the appearance, as Koza quickly turns and starts like using this mop thing to act like they're cleaning the room.
Because the two of them are right in front, like you have no escape without pushing past them.
Yeah, so I'm just like, I'm just acting like I didn't notice them and mopping, brush, like I'm dusting the floor and cleaning the whatever I can see that looks like it might need to be cleaned.
The red-haired woman kind of points at you. You! Servants aren't allowed you to use this.
Oh, I was asked to clean it.
By whom?
Oh, I'm sorry, I was just transferred
here.
The
noble woman gently places her hand on the armored woman's arm. Perla, it's quite all right. I think you're scaring the poor boy. Please. She's going to kind of like roll back and gesture. You can come out. You're not in any trouble.
Okay. And Koza's gonna like clutch his mop to his chest and give like the biggest puppy dog eyes he can as he like shuffles out.
You're new here. Where are you from?
I'm from the south. I used to work in the southern palace.
Oh, well, how wonderful that you have transferred here. I know that the capital's a lot colder.
Yes, it really is.
I'm sorry you transferred in such tumultuous times.
Well, I'm happy to serve.
The red-headed woman gives an approving nod, and the noble woman kind of smiles. Well, I know that we'll be carried through the day with people like you on our side. Thank you for your help.
Of course.
Every kitchen staff means that a soldier can fight another day. Every cleaning staff means that a soldier can be healthy when he goes to fight. Everybody has a part to play that's very important. Just because you don't carry a title doesn't mean that you don't have a lot of value in this.
Oh, yes, thank you. I appreciate hearing that.
Lady Ophelia, we have business. Oh, right. Forgive me. I really am running late.
Oh, yeah. Yes, of course. Sorry to hold you up.
The two of them enter into the space, and the redheaded woman closes the gate, allowing them to go down. Alita and Solinar are going to cautiously approach you now that they are gone.
Oh goodness, that was close. That felt very close.
Well, that was exceptionally done, Oberon. That was really good. You did a good job. It was impressive, even.
Oh, thank you. Sodney.
No, I'm Rodney.
That's right.
Yeah,
Rodney.
Yeah, and she's Solney.
Oh, what do you think of Sodney, though?
You just had an encounter with one of the Barosian royal family, and your first thought is, let's change the names again?
Well, if we're going to do it, now may have been the time. Because they did ask the name. And I do think there's more time to kind of workshop these ideas.
Kosa. No. Please.
Man, I'm struggling as it is. If we start changing them up, then I'm gonna have to relearn them, and then I'm gonna start calling old ones when we've got a new one, or I'll think that it's one of the ones that we picked in the middle. Or like, there's so many ways for this to go wrong. My eyes burn so much. But
okay.
I don't want to just clean it off, because then I get rid of all the smudging, and that's the whole point. So it's a terrible cycle. A terrible cycle I find myself trapped in, Solinar says to you, with his eyes like red and just like tears slowly streaming down the side of his face.
So if I was to be perfectly honest with you, the expectations of when I was growing up, the expectations for our servants would be that they kept it a presentable appearance even when they were cleaning. So really, we shouldn't have done this.
Well,
I will just say that we shouldn't have done.
But we have recognizable faces, Oberon. We look like people that they're looking for. We can't look like people they're looking for. And I don't know about you.
Right.
I'm not packing a disguise kit. At least not right now.
Right.
I can do work with one if I have one on hand, but I don't.
I'm just a little worried maybe in the long term, somebody could call us out for not maintaining a pleasant appearance.
Well, but that's like mid-year review kind of stuff, right? Like, we're not gonna get thrown to the dungeons for having a dirty face in the first week that we're here. I hope.
Middle manager, KPI Solinar. If you look at my beginning of the year targets and goals.
We need to submit our self-reflections first, and then, of course, our direct supervisors will comment on those with us. We'll need to review our supervisor's performance as well, but they won't be getting that from us. They'll be getting that from their supervisors, because their supervisors need that feedback in order to have a... Anyway, we should find these linens so that we can get all this set.
The three of you head down the hallway towards the rather large portrait of Lady Ophelia. You've seen a lot of portraits of members of the royal family, both living and dead, decorating the walls as you've been going down, but this painting is particularly large, standing at about 10 feet tall, all considered. It absolutely dominates the dead end of the wall.
This is the place. All right. So we go in here, we get the linens, and we go back.
Hey, sounds like a plan.
Solinar tries the door.
The door is unlocked.
Swings open easy.
It swings open easily and without a single squeak. You enter into a room that is kept, well, clean-wise pristine. It's very cluttered. You can see tactical maps with little red chess pieces almost dotting along the map. You can see different spots circled in red ink with notes jotted around. You see several papers, missives from soldiers, decorated all around, and stacks of books on magic and environment and alchemical theory. In the center of the room is a large 4-poster bed with beautiful white lace gauzy curtains hanging from the posts. The bedding itself is intricate blue and gold. It looks more lavish than luxurious, more impressive than comfortable.
Something that only just occurred to me is we probably would not have been able to bring our packs and our weapons into the palace and look like cleaning staff. Would we have ditched those at the inn, or would we have ditched those in the pantry on our way into the building?
I will say that you do have your weapons hidden on you.
I think Solinar would stash his weapon in the pantry in that case.
Okay.
So yeah, I think the Sword of Shireen, I think Alyssa's sword is back at the inn. I think the Sword of Shireen is stashed in the pantry.
Alita's wearing a dress, so hiding her mace is actually a lot easier.
Yeah, that's fair.
If you have a basket girdle, you're good.
Solinar looks around the room really quickly and tries to find paper and something to write with.
There's a lot of paper and several
unused paper.
That's going to be a little bit harder. You are going to find a couple of empty notebooks and a few quills and some partially used, partially spilled bottles of ink.
Solinar grabs one of the partially spilled bottles of ink and one of the empty notebooks and one of the quills and thrusts all three towards Koza and is like, copy that map as quickly as you can. Alita and I'll get the bedding.
Koza gets to work.
And then Solinar rambles over to the bed and starts like pulling off the sheets and taking off pillowcases and stuff like that.
Shouldn't we have linens to put on the bed?
We were told to go
stripped?
Get linens, not to bring linens up. It might be a whole other team that puts linens on. I don't know.
That seems wasteful.
Yeah, that's true of most rich people.
You're able to strip the bed in about the time it takes Koza to hurriedly copy both the map and the positions of the markers.
After I finish the map, I just kind of move around some of the markers by like a little bit.
Just little gentle nudges.
Yeah, just like move a extra piece over here, take away one from there, move one a little over that way.
As you guys are kind of getting stuff written up and collected up, you hear from the window a rattling. You see the window open and a figure begin climbing inside.
Solinar, it just like full sheer panic, is like holding as much of the blankets as he can, like close to his face. Oh, apologies. We were just about to go.
Yeah. The girl that's climbing in is dressed in very nice clothes, but clothes that very clearly don't fit her. Her hair is gathered up into a high ponytail, and she appears to be about 14.
Nobody we know, right?
No.
Have I seen like a painting of this person as we've been walking around this place?
So while you don't recall any immediate history, you do remember seeing a painting of a girl that looks a lot like this on your way in.
Of like within the palace or somewhere
within
else?
the palace.
Oh, ma'am, we're so sorry to disturb you.
She kind of like straightens up. Right. How dare you disturb my constitutional?
Yes, we've been very, very rude.
Yes, we can take all of this bedding and be directly on our way, and then you can return to what you were doing. And if you weren't supposed to be doing what you were doing, then we didn't see anything.
But of course, you were doing only things that you're supposed to be doing, because we would never see you doing something that you were not supposed to be doing.
Yes, exactly.
That would be impossible.
Right.
Right, of course. Now, get out of my sight. I wish not to see any servants anymore.
Yes, of course. And Solinar hurriedly, with all of the blankets bundled up, just rushes out of the room.
The three of you are scurrying away, and in sort of a blind panic, with your arms laden with linen, are going to kind of rush down the stairs and go into the nearest door you see, kind of ducking behind it quickly to catch your breath.
Okay, I don't know what that was. I'm gonna just assume that was akin to Rosemary, and that we just don't worry about that. That should be fine. Probably fine.
I don't.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, I don't know that not worrying about it is the right call on this.
Well, I think that we didn't see anything.
Oh, you're so right. Yes, of course. There was nothing to see. We just went in, and we got the bedding, and we left, and we have the bedding now. And now...
Yeah, and if we had seen something, it sure seems to me like all we could have possibly seen when we were in that room is something that the other that if there was somebody else in the room, they would have preferred that their servants had not seen them do what they did, and will probably not bring it up unless we give them a reason to think that we're going to bring it up.
Koza, did your servants catch you doing a lot of weird stuff when you were noble?
Koza turns beet red.
We've learned how Koza knew all about which windows had ledges between them.
Lita's going to kind of look around. You can see steam starting to fill the room.
Yeah, it's from Koza turning so hot.
It's from it coming out of his ears like he's a Looney Tune.
Yeah.
I don't know what this is about, and I'm not sure I want to know what this is about. What's in this room?
Well, you're in a hallway more than you're in a room. And the steam that is floating around by your ankles is fragrant, floral even.
It seems maybe like it's kind of nice.
What the hell? We gotta get these linens back. I don't know what this hallway's about, but we gotta get these linens back before they start wondering what's taking us so long.
Where are we supposed to bring the linens? I can't imagine back to the kitchen.
No, not the kitchen, but maybe that dining room. And Solinar goes back out the door that we ducked in, and then down that grand hall towards... Were they double doors that we came through to get to that hallway in the first place?
Yes.
So they would be at the end of the hall.
Somewhere abouts, yes.
He hurries off back that way.
Koza, what do you do? Are you going to investigate the hall or follow Solinar?
So you said it's just like a steam, right? That's
you're in
out.
A hallway, and it looks like one of the rooms down this hallway is emitting this pleasant smelling steam.
My initial guess would be, does it seem like it might be a bathroom, like a shower?
Potentially, yes.
Let's just maybe take a quick look. I mean, maybe they need some help cleaning in there.
Okay, well, I don't know that I would help with that. It could very well be the Emperor, and then we could...
No, I mean, maybe the shower. I mean, wait, if there's somebody in there, should I clean them?
Okay.
I don't think my servants ever did that.
Koza, do not clean a person without their consent.
Okay, I mean, I wasn't going to. It's because I feel like that's something that's never happened in like my growing up. But I feel like maybe you're like I don't know. Look, this okay. Look, I'm a little out of my element here.
So it could be that the Emperor's there and we could just grab the crown and run.
Do you think he showers with it on?
I can't imagine he would. That would...
Well, yeah, then I guess maybe like he has to put it off to the side somewhere.
Yeah, you'd think, right?
That's a great point.
Maybe we could just stake out the baths.
Yeah. We could just like go and we'd have to spend a lot of time in there. So biggest danger would be probably getting kind of pruny.
Yeah, but if we just staked out the baths, then eventually the Prince Kronos would have to come and bathe eventually.
Yeah.
And we could just grab the crown and run.
That sounds smart to me.
And Solinar's not there to give any counterpoints.
Yeah, gonna go I'm gonna cast Pass Without Trace on us.
Alita's gonna stick close to Koza as you begin meandering down the hallway. You open these beautiful stained glass doors with a whoosh as the steam billows out of the room and just absolutely engulfs you in this hot, sticky cloud. As it fades just enough that you're able to see once more, you see this enormous marble room with these huge baths just carved into the ground. They're the size of small pools, and you can see the water rippling with heat and the steam rising up from it. There are several fountains scattered around that have what you assume is cooler water, and stools and buckets of different kinds of linens for bathing. The whole place smells like lavender from the scented oils mixed into the bath water.
Do I see anybody?
You see, like, you're scanning the room, looking about, and you see that there's some grates in the floor where water drains down, and there's a pair of eyes staring up through some of the drainage grates.
Hole in the wall, Johnson? Hole in the floor, McElroy?
Nope.
Johannes's hand comes up and he's like, toilet paper.
Oh no, he's the toilet paper ghost from Zelda.
This is a good little Majora Mask joke for folks. But Johannes is peering through the grates. And I don't think I see you because you're passing without a trace. I'm going to roll just in case, but it would be quite impressive for me to do so.
No, but I do think that Koza and Alita would hear the sounds of you moving around.
I'm trying to stay stealthy.
All right. So Koza and Alita are looking around quietly, and Johannes is sneaking around stealthily.
Yeah. I got a 10 on my stealth. I'm looking up through some grates in the floor, drainage grates, and singing very quietly under my breath. Rub-a-dub-dub, scrub-a-dub, scrub, ducky.
I got a 20.
You got a 24 against Johannes's 10?
Ducky, you are the one that I love.
Yeah, you can find Johannes with that.
Bub.
Excellent.
Over twice his roll, yeah, you can beat it.
Totally flubbed my stealth in the tub.
Johannes.
Whoa, where'd that voice come from? You see a hand come through the grate. Yo.
Oh, this works out well. You're here.
I'm here, but I don't know how to get from here to, well, you're here. You know.
Do I see any place that he could maybe get through?
Roll perception.
All these grates, they're fixed to the floor.
Johannes, how did you get down there? How did you even get here?
Oh, really, it was more like up here. First off, of course I was like, well, let's go meet up with the gang once I got out of the lightning cage and the Thunderdome, as they called it. And then I went to the inn, and you weren't there. So I thought, of course, they went to the next most logical spot. So then I went to the little feathery hideout hole, Nell's Angels, and they said, nope, not here. And I was like, oh, obviously they went to the next spot. So then I went to the kite shop and wasn't there. Then I went to the place that we've got our clothes at, not there. And then I went to go visit the horses, brushed them down, came back. And then I was like, oh my God, they're in the sewers. So I went into the sewers, fell in, went through a couple of really very high velocity pipes, and then I ended up here.
How long have you been looking for us?
Oh, I don't have a watch on my feet. My feet are actually no booted. See, I pulled my toes up through the grate.
Oh God. Have you seen Boat?
Nope, this is actually the first people I've seen since falling into the sewer water.
Wasn't he supposed to go negotiate your release?
Yeah, I'm guessing he did well because Eek let me go. Also, Eek would let me go. He was at the cage. He was part of the negotiations. But the point being is that I think it went well because I am free as a bird. And by that I mean I am locked underneath this space with nowhere to go except for almost imminent drowning death and locked bars above me. But I figured, like, the king's gonna come bathe eventually, right? And then maybe he would put his crown to the side and then I could go, ooh, sneaky ghost, right? And then just put my hand up through a bar and grab the crown.
I'm not sure how I feel about the fact that Johannes and I had the same idea.
People bathe.
Oh, maybe it's a good idea then.
Yeah.
So how are we going to get you out of here? I imagine all of the grates seem sealed to the floor.
Well, that's not great.
No, it's a great. I rolled an 11.
So as you look around, you can tell that all the grates that are for drainage do, in fact, not move from their positions in the floor.
Smart design.
The grates themselves are metal, and the floor, as I said before, is polished marble. It's pretty strong.
Sturdy.
If maybe we get Johannes really soaped up, can he maybe just like slip through? Just like whoop.
Alon, how big would a drainage grate in a space like this normally be?
Not big enough.
That's what I thought.
We need to get Johannes to change into some sort of liquid metal form so that he can travel through grates, fences, and things like that.
His name is Johannes Folger, not Alex Mack.
Ah, dang it.
I don't know that joke, but I was thinking maybe a Terminator.
There's a show that was called The Secret Life of Alex Mack, and it was the only show I've ever seen until Law and Order that had a female character named Alex, and she had the ability to turn into Capri Sun and move around in this like mercurial liquid form. I remember none of her other powers, but I remember she could do that.
I love the Silver Surfer sequel.
Yeah, imagine if the Silver Surfer was like the name of a cooler.
Yeah,
because
Caprese, and you eat just tomatoes and cheese balls. And point being, Koza, I think these grates pretty sturdy. I tried every one of them.
I have an idea actually. Johannes, can you hold out your hand real quick?
Held out.
Okay, I am going to take a little pinch of these spores and place them right in your palm like this, and poof, and you turn into a cloud of spores.
I'm sporing around.
Oh, you can come right up now.
Oh, way ahead of you, I say in spore talk. It sounds like this. And that's what it sounds like.
You thought the mold in your bathroom was bad.
Mm-hmm. It didn't say that, did it?
Nope.
Unless it did, in which case you really should get that looked at.
I give the cloud a thumbs up.
I mean, we're in a steamy room.
Yes, you are.
Yeah. Yep.
You are going to come out of this spell so hydrated.
Oh, I'm so hydrated right now.
So, I just realized, I just had a thought. We could keep him like this for a while, and he certainly could go a lot more places.
Alita looks at Johannes, then looks at Koza.
Explore Hannes.
All right, come on, 10 feet at a time.
Because that is the limit of your movement in this spell.
All right, yeah, so, looking out in the hall, it seems like maybe we're in an important part of the building.
You are in the royal baths.
Real quick, I also just cleaned off my face. I'm tired of this dirt.
All right. Well, shockingly, the dirt is easy to remove when you are standing in a room full of steam.
All right. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Let's go. Let's go look into some rooms.
Johannes, I'm really, really happy you're safe.
Big spore, thumbs up.
Just the shape of the spores moves into a big thumbs up emoji.
The shape of
this.
a thumbs up emoji.
All right. Well, let's get going.
Alita's going to follow you. Alita's going to follow Koza.
So we leave the bathroom and get to the first door.
So you leave the bathroom, and again, as you open these beautiful doors, the steam is just going to rush out of the room. The whole hallway is getting kind of filled. You open the door to the next room, and it appears to be some kind of store space for linens and towels and robes and all of the accoutrement you would expect to be near the baths.
All right. Continuing on. I'm looking for the next one that looks like a door to an important room.
All right, so that would skip you past the toilets. That would skip you past the closets.
I don't know. Toilets might not be important to you, Alex.
I mean, if Johannes wants to peek into any of these spaces, Johannes can go wherever Johannes wants to.
You don't see another door that seems like it leads to a grand, elegant room, but at the end of the hallway, there is a large wooden bolted door.
Johannes, you want to take a quick look in there?
Mm-hmm. You get a no reply. And I take a quick look in. Can I see? We did establish
You can
hear, I can see.
Yeah, you can observe.
I do a peek in.
So the cloud of spores is going to slip under the door and through the cracks like Hexus in the last Fern Gully. And you're going to go down this winding, dark staircase before coming down to another hallway. You go through that and under another door, and you find yourself in what appear to be some kind of stable. You can see these huge iron cages. You can smell straw and meat. You can hear scratching and snarling and the clanging of chains.
They got wyverns.
They do, in fact, have wyverns.
Wyverns?
The wyverns.
Yeah. Yeah, so is it all wyverns down here?
It looks like it's mostly wyverns.
Okay.
Though you do find a couple of odd creatures that don't appear to be wyverns, as they are completely wingless. They appear more like lizard horses, lizard deer.
Scaled horses.
Yeah, more or less.
Okay. Well, I flick my non-existent tongue in and out at them. Yep, and then I go back up. I float back up, and I continue to say nothing.
You return to your friends as the cloud of spores you left them as.
I guess let's continue to the next one.
Should we go get Solinar?
Well, we're a little limited on movement, but if I could continue with Johannes if you want to go find Solinar.
Okay, be safe.
Okay.
Alita's going to run down the hall, leaving the two of you alone. Solinar, what are you doing at the moment?
I feel like Solinar brings back the linens and then immediately just dives into whatever task the rest of the cleaning crew seems to be involved in, to the point where, like, if he were actually on, like, the first day of the job at a new job, there would be, like, old timers that are like, these overachiever kids, they're stinking, like, they're trying to do too much too quickly, and they're gonna burn themselves up doing it. Like, that is the vibe of Solinar right now. He's like, oh,
he can't keep that pace up. I've seen this before. That's a flame out if I've ever seen one.
I've seen more than a few Rodneys in my time.
Yeah, that's a Rodney for that. And we named that after the fifth Rodney, person whose name was Rodney, who came in here, worked way too hard. People who name their kids Rodney, you're sentencing them to a 2-week limit at any point of employment.
Sorry to all the Rodneys out there. Damn, Alon.
No, it's not their fault. Their parents named them Rodney, and then they worked too hard for 2 weeks. They set too high of a standard, can't sustain it. And that kid right there, pointing to Solinar, that's a Rodney, if I ever see one.
So you hear these two curmudgeonly servants talk about you like you're not there as you proceed to scrub the floors.
Hey, Rodney 7, good scrub, bub.
I'm sorry, is one of these men Wolverine?
Is that a Wolverine thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, he pulls claws out of his hands.
No, God!
And then he puts them back. Keep at it, Rodney.
I'll show them. My third quarter reviews are gonna be stellar.
It's not too long before Alita comes in looking around. She's gonna run up to Solinar and crouch down. We found Johannes.
Oh, thank God. We can use an extra pair of hands. I'm trying to fold all of this laundry, and there is a lot of it, like a surprising amount. I think this isn't just staff clothes. I think some of this is military clothes. Here, you kind of like make a line here, and then you fold this across, and then you fold that in half, and then you fold that in half, which is surprisingly, it's trickier than it seems like it should be, or at least it was for me the first 5 times I did it. But then finally, somebody hit me in the back of the head with a stick, and I think I got it.
Alita just stares at Solinar for a couple of moments, unmoving.
Well, what are you doing? We've got 30 more baskets to get through.
Solinar. Crown.
Yes. There are other important tasks that need to be taken care of. Listen, I'm really sorry, guys. I'll be back as soon as I can. I've got to go take care of this special task.
Just like a Rodney.
Burned out faster than the last. Each one burning out faster than the last. Next Rodney's gonna work for 15 minutes, I swear.
So the two of you slip out. Looking around, are you going to go try and find your friends and regroup, or are you going to go try to explore a part of the area without them?
And on the one hand, regrouping's better for, like, the team sticking together. On the other hand, you split up, you can find more clues.
All right, Freddy, what are you doing?
I think Solinar is anxious enough right now that splitting up doesn't feel like a good idea. So he's gonna. All right, so where were they? Like, where are we going?
I think they're heading this way. The two of you are going to head down to one of the hallways near where the bath hallway was. You're going to find yourself in a beautiful study with bookshelves about 2 stories up, with catwalks and ladders that roll. There's a huge globe in the center of the room that shines with a projection of the constellations above it, almost as if there was glass. The ceiling itself is glass, with this soft shimmering light meant to really capture the color of the night sky as you look through it. There are several plants and several pieces of statuary, and a big suit of armor standing in the corner. More importantly, though, you see Koza standing.
I'm like gesturing along to a cloud. To like, all right, come on, let's go to the next place.
As the four of you stand reunited for the first time, there's a moment for the four of you. This sort of gentle tug on each of you. In a moment, you kind of shake that feeling off and continue your expedition. You're not going to get very far just looking from room to room. But at the moment, you've succeeded in your infiltration. The four of you are together, and all you have to do is claim the last key.
Quid Pro Roll is a co-production of Alpha Comics and Games with Goblins and Growlers. Our audio production and all original music composition is provided by Gabriel Perez. He can be found at Amethyst Audiomancer on Instagram. The voice of Alita and our DM for the podcast is Alex Smith. She can be found at Alpha Comic Games on Twitter. The voice of Charles Gravy Boat Barnes is Brandon Dingus. He can be found at Way of Brandalore on Twitter. The voice of Eek and Koza are Chapman Adams. He can be found at What Are Birds on Instagram. The voice of Johannes is Alan. He can be found at The Dungeon Meowster on Instagram. And finally, the voice of Solinar is me, Josh Maltby, and I can be found at BlackCloakDM on Twitter. Thanks so much for listening.
I got this on lock.
No, that was
no.
a character in Solinar's backstory.
Yeah, wait, oh, sorry. I've got this on Michael? No, wait.
Ooh, let's not invoke that name right now.